Okay, welcome back. Living Simple with Dimp. We had a little technical difficulties there with me running the camera. So explain to them what you're doing again one more time.
All right, so we're down in the brood chamber, which is the bottom box,
Right.
where the queen lays all the bees, and we're gonna just look and make sure that they're filling out wax on these outside frames, which is what we want them to do, and that she's still in here and laying and there's nothing going on.
Gotcha.
So this is a frame holder. So when I take a frame out, we don't want to lay frames on the ground or anything.
Right.
So,
check that out. You can actually see the honeycombs.
So this is plastic foundation, the black.
Yeah.
And then they use, they make wax and they pull it out. And this one, the outside frames, they fill up with honey. And then as you go in towards the center, that's where they're going to lay the brood. So you see the liquid?
Yeah.
That's nectar that they've gathered from all this clover and good stuff that you have
That's
growing
neat.
out here. So we'll just hang that right there, get that out of our way, and then we have more room to move these over. We don't want to squish the queen, because if we squish the queen, then they have to make a new queen.
Now, does that come out of the bees there, some new queen, or do you have to go find one?
No, they'll make a new one. So they'll take an egg that she's laid. If something happens to her, they'll take an egg that she's laid, and they'll make a new queen out of that.
Oh, neat.
So with it being cloudy, it's kind of hard to see down there, but these are all female bees on this. And if you can look down in one of these holes, you'll see a little larvae.
Yeah.
The little white thing, that's a bee larvae.
Interesting.
And then we're gonna look on this side. And I'm just kind of.
How many bees
Look
were
and
on
see.
that, you think?
Oh, I don't know.
A lot?
A lot. Yeah. Queen lays about 1,500 eggs a day.
How long does it take for a bee to mature?
A worker bee is 21 days,
Oh, really?
and a queen is 16, and a drone, which is the male bee, is 24 days. Trying to
They're
get more
grown
flashlight.
then.
Yeah, from egg to birth. So when it's cloudy, oh, my flashlight went out. Anyway, I have a flashlight that I usually shine down in there,
Right.
and I can see. So this looks
You can see all
fine.
okay,
I can
good.
kind of see in there a little bit that there's drone. As long as I see eggs, I know I have had a queen for at least the past 3 days, because they
Okay.
stay in egg for 3 days. So I'm just gonna look at a few more frames, and then we'll close this back up.
Okay, and how often do you lose a queen?
Well, you can lose a queen easily by when you're pulling these frames out.
Right.
You can roll the queen by accident and kill her. So this is capped brood. So they start out an egg, then they are a larva, which you can see the white
Right.
larva down there, and then they cap over with wax, and then they spin a cocoon in there, and then they pupate, and then grow into a regular bee that you see here.
Interesting.
And then this right here is called a queen cup. So
That's called
all
a queen cup?
queen cup, it's an actual queen cell that
Yeah.
if there's no egg in it, then we call it a queen cup. I don't know, there's probably not an egg in there. But queens are, so all other bees are horizontally grown, and
Right.
queens are grown vertically.
Huh, interesting.
And that'll, if they needed a new queen, she would lay an egg in there, or they would move an egg in there, and then it would look like a peanut as it grows longer and longer, and then they would cap it off, and then she would come out of it. So
And there's one queen per hive.
correct, yeah.
Does she stay in one location in the hive?
No, and she really doesn't like daylight, so she runs around a lot. So she goes, her, did you get stung?
Nope. Won't bump me though.
Letting you know. Oh, you found one? Good.
Where's the queen?
Right on
Oh,
top
yeah.
right there. See, she's got a little yellow mark on her.
I'll find her again.
Right in
saw
the
her.
middle up top.
I saw her, but I don't see her. There she is.
Yeah.
Let me find her again on the camera.
You know, other side, I think.
There she is.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the, on my finger. Let's see, where'd she
Go
go?
left, your left, yeah, there. It's in the middle of the frame right now. Go down.
You find her on the,
Trying to find her.
I know it. Bunch of bees.
Where's you?
Right there. All right.
She's up top.
She's, yeah.
Where's your lens at?
Right.
Which
let's
end?
see. It should be, she should be on, there she is. I got her.
Okay, yeah, there
All right,
she is in the middle, huh?
Yeah, right there.
Right here
Yeah. Yep, that's her.
with the yellow dot on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
how about
sorry.
that?
All right, gotta get her back in.
All right. All right, we have seen a queen bee. Uh-oh.
All right, so I'm gonna put this back together.
Right,
They're looking good, and see how when I smoke them, they kind of run down in there.
right.
And so that helps me I can get kind of work quickly to get all this off here.
And what happens if you don't get that off?
Nothing. I just like to clean it up. That's
Oh,
just.
okay.
All right, and so there's a thing in the beehive called bee space, and if you violate bee space, they will let you know right away. So anything less than 1/4 of an inch, they're gonna put propolis in, which is a tree resin that they gather. So this, like this right here, is propolis,
Right.
and it's kind of a sticky substance. It glues the hive together. It also helps keep it clean and antibacterial inside.
So what happens if one of those bees die inside? Do they leave it inside or do they carry it
No,
out?
they actually have undertaker bees. They're each bees have a job at each week of age that they are, and so they are one of their jobs is being an undertaker, and that's taking out the bees that have died.
Right. And where do they take them? Is that,
Usually they fly off with them and drop them out there. Sometimes they just throw them out front.
wow.
It just depends on if it's raining or that kind of thing.
Now that's just wax you're cleaning off, right?
And I'll pick that up. And,
Yeah.
And so I try not to smush bees. So you kind of just roll it back and forth. You can usually get it on there without smushing any bee. And then
Interesting.
this is the honey super, and I'm gonna put it back on. It doesn't feel very heavy to me, so it's only been on a week. But we'll open it up and you can see the difference.
Okay.
So we want to make sure there's no gaps. And then this is the best tool. A beekeeper can have a hive tool, so you can pry all this stuff open.
Right. Oh, yeah, I guess so sticky.
Yeah. And
And this is called a what?
this is called the honey super. So these frames are only 6 and
Oh, okay.
5/8 inch long, whereas something like that, and then the deep down here is 9 inches and 1/8 or something like that.
Gotcha.
So they're getting some nectar.
Yep.
You can kind of see the liquid down in there.
Yeah, I can see it from here.
And you can see the nectar in there.
That's neat.
So you shouldn't have any drones up here because they can't get through the queen excluder, and the queen can't get up here. So there shouldn't be any larvae or eggs or anything like that up here. So if you've done a check,
Right.
and then you come back later on and you get and you find larvae up here in your honey super, then you know that while you had that apart, your queen escaped and she got up here and yeah, it's got, this one's good.
Cool.
So they're getting nectar.
Yeah, I see it.
What they have to do is they have to repair all this wax first,
Right.
and that takes a lot of nectar itself just for them to make wax. And then once they get all those frames nice and repaired, then they start filling them up. So
And how much honey can you get out of a hive like this? Let's say it's full of
when
honey.
it's full, it weighs about 80 pounds, and so you can probably get I don't know, Ralph knows those numbers
Yeah.
better than I do.
Okay.
But you get quite a bit of
Raw
you
honey.
probably get 50 pounds of honey, maybe
Wow.
40 pounds, something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to put another honey super on,
Okay.
because it's not really ready for
That's
that.
interesting. All right, guys. Well, we're learning about bees here on the homestead. Living simple with them. Didn't get stung.
I know,
I
you
call
had
it a good day.
You had a bee land on you too.
I
and
did.
you-
I
you
jerked
just-
my hand one time.
You stayed nice and still.
I
That was
know.
good.
I was watching. I was watching them bees. All right, living simple with them.